that does not affect our strategy? Well, how can we prepare for volatility? How can we plan for unexpected situations? Do we have emergency cash to get our hands on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Living the Dream in Central Massachusetts, where we help you make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or join, we have information and insight to help you make your next move. Today, we are chatting with a financial advisor from Edward Jones. Today, our topic is, why do we need a long-term financial goal? So, Katie, how are you today?
I am very good. Thank you very much for inviting me here. And Juliana, you and I met a few times, and I'm very glad to be on this program and help inform your viewers.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here and have this discussion with us. So we'll let you take it away and answer our questions.
And please feel free to interrupt if I talk too long or if I need to wrap it up. So that's a good question, Juliana. What do we need to do? Do we need a long-term financial plan? So if you think about it, there are two ways to save for that later money, right? These are the years that we're working and we're able to earn. What happens as we get older, our ability to earn decreases, and then we want to get a different paycheck. We want to maybe not work. We want to travel, or we want to support our grandkids, whatever the case may be. So that is what we call our later money. What are we doing now for that later money? And when we think about a long-term financial plan, if you think about this, there are only two factors that influence if we're on track for our future. Only two. How much you save and how long you can save for. So when I create a financial strategy for you, based on who you are as an investor, low risk, high risk investor, what your goals are, and how long we have to save for you, we always want, that's called your financial strategy. We always want to include protection. What are the things that we need to put in place right out of the gate that does not affect our strategy? Well, how can we prepare for volatility? How can we plan for unexpected situations? Do we have emergency cash to get our hands on if something should come up that we can use so that we do not upset that financial strategy? We're not taking money away from the long-term goal. Our long-term goal simply means this: what are we doing to make money? The days, Juliana, of putting our money in the bank and knowing, yeah, I'm going to get 3% interest rate, that's enough for keeping up with inflation, are gone. Those days were over about 15 years ago. If people don't have guaranteed money in their later life, like a pension or Social Security, we need to create that income, and that income comes from investing. So our financial goal is, what do we need to do to have a certain amount of money down the road for our goals? Is it we don't want to run out of money? We want to make sure we have enough to leave to our kids. We want to travel. Also, at the same time, I want to make sure, and I will help you establish the goal to have emergency cash. How much do you need at the ready? Do you have an issue with debt? Do you have too many payments? I can help you with that. Lastly, have our plan. What's our strategy to keep that plan working for you? What's our strategy for volatility, for preparing for the expected? How am I going to help you with those concerns?
All right. So in our business, most people use their homes as, they buy a home to live in, but it's also part of their retirement and investment. Especially some of the investors actually buy it for their future or later life. So where do most people expect the majority of their retirements to come from? Is it a good idea for it to come from stocks and bonds, or is it a good idea for it to come from their home?
Excellent question. My first response, without going into details, is this: diversify. We have all heard that word, but do we know what that means?
Right.
If you have all apples,
Mm-hmm.
you have a Granny Smith apple, a Red Delicious apple, a Gala apple, guess what? They're still apples. It's not diversification. If you have real estate, if you have a home and we think that's our future, think about this. If you need to get your hands on cash quickly, is real estate the way to do that? Probably not. Real estate might be an investment for you to sell. Maybe it's part of your legacy you want to leave to your children. Maybe you have rental property and that's income coming in for you. But you have to ask yourself, is it guaranteed? If I need to turn that around, if I need to sell that, can I do it quickly? No. So I would say don't discount real estate. I would say consider that as part of your diversification. Then you asked about stocks and bonds. The reason why we diversify is this. In all the different categories, municipal bonds, corporate bonds, stocks, mutual funds, and then maybe at a later meeting, we can talk more about those individual investments, but they don't all perform well at the same rate. They're all different factors. When the technology sector is doing great, your stock and consumer discretionary at the Lowe's and Home Depots might be doing poorly. When the US dollar is weak, the international space is strong. I always want my clients to have a little piece in the international market. If you do have real estate, let's look at who you are, what your goal is, what is your emergency cash, what is your personal situation, and then I can advise as to what do we need to do in addition to that real estate to keep you diversified and to fulfill your goals and make sure you have that emergency cash if you need it.
Awesome. So for some of the homeowners who have bought houses, they don't have so much money left already, what is the best way to start some kind of investing? Somebody was describing the other day, we spoke about dollar cost averaging or putting away money. What is that and how does that work?
So what I'm hearing, Juliana, is you're touching on if somebody wants to start investing, they understand I have a little bit of money available that I want to invest, and I want to plan to know what am I going to earn? What's that rate of return over the next 20, 30 years? So I'm building my later bucket. How do I start? What do I do? I hear that every day. Many people think you need thousands of dollars to start investing, and you don't. So something that is called dollar cost averaging. It means this. If somebody wants to just start contributing, hey, I have $100 every pay period, think of this is the definition. The method of accumulating assets. So assets just means money, could mean real estate, could mean jewelry, but for this conversation, it means dollars. Accumulating assets by investing the same amount of dollars in your investment, the same time. Maybe it's every month, every time you get paid, twice a month. So you as the investor are buying, let's say it's $100. You're buying $100 worth of that investment. Maybe that $100 worth gets you 20 shares this month, but next month that $100 gets you 10 shares. So it averages out to where you're never buying high and you're never buying low. You're consistently buying. Therefore, you're adding to the shares, you're adding to the amount. As more dividends come in, you're constantly in a position, it's called compound growth. Here's something else to think about if someone wants to also say, well, how else can I be more efficient? Not just say dollar cost averaging, and then you work with me and I understand who you are and we work together to pick out a fund, an investment that works for your personal story. Some of my clients have a 401k or another retirement plan from a previous employer, and they don't know what to do with it. You can roll it over. That 401k or 403b can become an IRA that I manage according to your goals, according to the appropriate investments. So that's another way to think about if we have other old 401ks or other cash out there, what do we do with it? Or similarly with real estate, if somebody sells their home, Juliana, and now they have $50,000 from a home sale. Well, depending on what your cash flow is, your today money, maybe some of that could be invested. Whether it's bonds or stocks or a combination, that's where you and I, the client, we sit together. I really get to know you before I can even suggest a really good portfolio for you.
So what I hear from you is now that the market is strong, people are selling their homes and making money. It makes sense to invest some of the money if you make money from selling your home to try and invest them for your later future date. Yeah.
Yes. I have a couple of clients right now who have a significant amount of cash sitting in the bank. And they like that. They feel comfortable. It's the bank.
Okay.
What we did was they moved it to their account with me.
Okay.
Some of that we invested. Some of that we didn't. It all depends on you as an individual, and what your needs are and what your goals are. But I also discuss life insurance with all of my clients. That's when I use the term protection. That's what I mean with life insurance, particularly with a new home.
Okay.
If it's a couple and something happens to one of the couple, a husband and wife or partners, something happens and you don't have life insurance, the surviving partner could be at risk of losing that home. So protection is key. I always talk about life insurance with my clients. We always talk about emergency cash and helping you establish that.
Awesome. So what would you say the job of a financial planner or advisor is? What's the key job for a financial planner?
If somebody wants to know what I do, I work very closely with individuals, helping them with a financial plan so we can reach their financial goals, whether it's saving money, they're afraid of running out of money, they want to leave money with their children. I talk about life insurance and protection. I work with trusts. Some clients have special needs children who are adults and they just don't know how to manage after life situations. I'll work with young families, with college savings plans. If anything happens in your life, you're in a car accident, you lose your job, you get a divorce, I'm here. I know you. I can help you manage those finances so you don't have to. I truly believe in my heart, everyone should have a financial advisor.
Okay. So everyone should have a financial advisor to advise them on their today money, their later money, and also their protection, right?
Yes, and keeping you on track to make sure we achieve those goals.
Awesome. Because otherwise, if you try to do it yourself, you don't know how to diversify well, and then some emergency happens and you don't know where you stand. So it's always good to have that professional help.
Exactly. You got it, Juliana. You got it.
That's an interesting discussion. We thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to answer all our questions. I guess the main one that intrigued me is more about the protection for life insurance for our homeowners, because we have young couples that we help, we have elderly people that we help too, and everybody across the board, I'm sure.
Right.
Needs
and there's all different types of life insurance. And the number one question is, why do you need it? What are we going to use it for? Are we protecting? Maybe it's an annuity, but those are personal conversations one-on-one where we can really help somebody achieve what's important to them.
All right. So we'll have your information too. So if anybody needs to reach back out to you and get more help, they will be able to reach you. And thank you very much for taking your time to be here and chat with us. We'll do this again with a different
Thank you.
topic.
I would love to do it again. I'm honored that you invited me.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.